Today I'm going to show you how to do a Boca bearing kit install on a Traxxas XO-1. And we're going to start off with doing the front, which is just the differential housing, the diff, and the turning knuckles here. Then we'll go to the rear, and then we'll deal with the drivetrain in the center here, and then we'll deal with the steering. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. First thing we'll do is take apart our front. If you open up your owner's manual, you see good illustrations there on how to take care of your vehicle for maintenance. And go ahead and pull out that center differential, I mean not the center differential, the front differential. And once you have that removed, what you want to do here is you want to pull out the bearing that sits inside here with a little screwdriver. And you want to go ahead and remove the pin for the center drive shaft that allows this to move a little bit further up. And then with that pin removed, you can take the bearing out just by pushing it that way. Saves you a lot of time. You don't have to necessarily pull it off, although we are going to have to pull most of this car apart. So don't think this is just some easy thing. So now with the front diff out, what you want to go ahead and do is take these bearings, match them up to what was on here, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Excuse me, just drop one. A little bit of grease really helps in applying these, so it's one thing I really do want to mention to you. Oops, that's the wrong one. There you are. There we go. There we go. Get it nice in there. This is also a good time to take a look at your diffs, feel how they're working, making sure nothing's leaking, everything's performing the way it is. So you can see that's real good. Now we'll go ahead and replace our steering knuckles. And I've already done it for this side, and I wanted to show you. So that's what it'll look like when it's done. And that's what it looks like now. So stock is now, soon. Let's go ahead and replace those real quick. You're going to have to pull out your CVAs to get that done. And once you've got that done, you can just go ahead here and pull these guys out. Now, inside one is bigger, so just come in here, and as you can probably see, this one's starting to come out. The outside bearing is. Once you get the outside one out, we can go into the inside from this direction. And there we go. So that one's out. Now we're just going to match those up again with what we have in the kit. Alright, by the way, I just want to let you know, this is the kit we're using. I don't know if I made mention of that yet. Sorry about that. This is really thanks in part to Boca Bearings for sending me this kit. Really nice kit. So you go ahead and just match up what we have taken out. That guy's a little big. Okay. Now we've got the ones to replace it. And really the best way is just to match them up as you're going through. You're not going to really know. I mean, you may. If you do, congrats to you. You're better than me. And that one goes in like that. And you're done. That's our front right there. So we have our steering knuckles done. We have our diff done. Now we're going to put the bearings in here. So you just go ahead and match up again what you got missing. Alright. We are good to go. I actually still have my other bearing in there. Let me get that out. That's a good thing to always get the bearing out before you put the new one in. And this may actually patience. That's all this really takes. Oh, that's interesting. Just lost that pin. I'm good today. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second, just take a seat. Okay, and we're back, and we're gonna go ahead and replace the bearings here up in the front. And one thing I forgot to do last time with the diff was replace the diff bearings that are located inside the housing here. So what you're gonna go ahead and do is just pull those guys out. You can push the one bearing forward here by pulling the pin out right here and pushing him forward. Once you push that forward, you can push that bearing out. So give me 1 second and we'll do that. So in the meantime, just go ahead and replace these. Okay, we're back. I had to pull out my old bearing that I had left in there. And as you can probably see, if not, I'm going to show you now. You can kind of see the bearing is already in there. It's just right in between. Right there. So once you get that part pulled back, it will fit. So then you just have to slide it in. You're gonna have to use the a tool as your guide pretty much, and then you can go ahead and just use the actual drive shaft and push it forward a little bit to get it to hold, and you just go ahead and pop it in. It's gonna take you a little bit, might take you about a minute or two, but you'll get it. Alright, so now what we're gonna do after that is we'll go ahead and re-grease and put back in our differential, put back in our CVAs, and as far as our front is concerned, we are done. And we'll move on to the back. So we'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, so now that we have the back all taken apart, why don't you go ahead and pull out your diff. And as you can see, these are the bearings we're going to go ahead and replace, and go ahead and just pull out the inside gear. Should just come right out. You don't want to scratch up too bad. And go ahead and pull out the inside diff housing bearing. You'll see it once it's in there, and it should come out fairly easy. Shouldn't take too long. Let's see here. Let me get a knife. This will work. Yeah, there we go. So, there we go. Got our old bearing out. So now we're going to replace that bearing with what we have here. So let's be right. Take one out. And then just go ahead and slide that guy right back inside the housing. Let me show you what that looks like. You can kind of get an idea there. It's inside the housing. And what we'll do next is take our gear, put that back in. There we go. Now we're going to work on our diff. So go ahead and we've got our diff. Just pull the bearings off of that guy. There we go. All the bearings are off. So now we'll size up what we have here. So here we go with this one. Slides on nice. Works good. Next one. This is the type of kit you'll get when you buy a Boca Bearings bearing replacement kit. If you're XO-1, it'll look like this. It'll come more baggies. Again, this is the part number for the whole kit. And this is really thanks to Boca here for making these great bearings and putting them in this great car here. Alright, so now that we have our diff assembled with the new bearings on, we can go ahead and put that back in. One thing we want to do is re-grease it and all the other stuff, so at least for now I'm just going to take it out and leave it out. We're going to go ahead and do our rear nickels here. Go ahead and just smooth the CVAs. Okay, I brought a bearing with me, good. And these you can just use the regular CVAs to pull it out, or just push the bearing out. There we go. This guy's already out. I did it two ways. I did it so you disconnected this here, and you can just flop it over, but you can do it either way. Like I said, just go into your owner's manual and look at how to take care of the car, your maintenance, and that'll be your best way to get everything taken apart and done as fast as you can. Alright, so we're going to size up our new bearings. We got the old one and new one. So, one goes on the inside here, like so. Flip that guy over, put one in there. Excellent, so just go ahead and take this guy and just go ahead and put him back on. One thing I want to mention is when we do the diff here, when we do the cush drive and the center drive train and the steering, that's when we'll take out the other bearing for the diff here. So that's one part that is going to get pushed into doing it when we do the center part. So now we've got just this little guy to go to get our rear mostly hooked up. These will just pop in. There we go. There we go. And you're pretty much done. You know, just re-grease it. Re-grease your diff and hook your CVAs back up and put the back together. And then go ahead and what you want to do next is take off your bar here, because we have to get to the bearings that are inside what basically supports the center shaft. There's bearings in here. So we're going to get that out. We're going to change our bearings in the steering here. So we've got to get that out. So basically the whole car is going to be coming apart. We've also got to get the cush drive and the rear diff back in the front of the rear diff. So there's that for right now. And let me go ahead and put this back together and we'll be right back. Thank you.